Micah Parsons, who will never be able to live up to that money, especially in Green Bay, where I don't think he'll ever be happy living.
College football, the Badgers beat Miami of Ohio 17-0 last night at Camp Randall Stadium, but they lost quarterback Billy Edwards Jr. in the second quarter to an apparent leg injury. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
Rebuilding and refreshing local radio one station at a time. This Civic Media radio station is proud to be a part of your community. Learn more at civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly cloudy tonight, an isolated shower or two, and lows in the low to mid-50s. For tomorrow and Sunday, a mix of sun and clouds, highs in the mid-70s. Slight storm chance later Labor Day, highs upper 70s. And partly sunny. It's 67 right now.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Your local Civic Media radio station is your source for real news and great conversation, plus fun and exciting contests. For a complete list of contest rules, log on wgbw.fm/contest-terms.
Happy Labor Day weekend. We celebrate the hands, hearts, and hustle that make our local communities strong. To every worker giving it your all, this salute is for you. Enjoy the holiday. You've earned it. A message from the Civic Media Radio Network.
Rational Revolution with Mark Becker.
On the next Rational Revolution, Mark Scheffler, candidate for Congress, joins us and talks about the race.
Rational. Broadcasting live statewide from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay. This is Nite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now, a guy who gives edible undies as gifts just because they taste good, Pete Schwaba.
I forgot about that one. Welcome to Nightlight, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday, everybody. You have made it to a long weekend, and what better way to go into the weekend than to listen to the radio and talk about the things we love in life and the things, folks, that bring us together. Movies and TV and music and comedy and some sports, all kinds of stuff. We cover it all here at Nightlight on a nightly basis, and it is so great when you're part of the show. So thank you for being here. Conrad Krieger is on the other side of the glass tonight. How you doing, buddy?
You know, I wish I could say better after that Wisconsin
what the heck
game last night.
I mean, I'm not trying to be like, I don't know a ton. I just think you went out and got this high-profile coach that was in demand 3 years ago. In year 3, on your home opener, you should be able to handle Miami of Ohio a little better.
See, I remember the days where we'd get those games and we'd win like 65 to like 3 or something.
Right.
Hands off to the defense, they played pretty well. But the offense, even, Billy Edwards, when he was in, it didn't look good. And I just got disappointed. I turned off the game when it was 3-0 at halftime. So I was like, we should be winning by at least 20 right now.
It's funny. I didn't turn the game off. I was following it and reading it. I didn't turn it on because it was 3-0 by the time I got home. So I'm like, why am I going to – I'd rather watch a movie. I'm not watching this.
I'm just – it doesn't look like we're going to win a lot of games this year after that.
Tough schedule, too.
Yeah.
So
got to face Alabama, which that's going to be – I think they're going to win by a handsome amount.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, anyway, not to bring everybody down, but we've got a great show for you tonight. Get over your Badger Blues and join the fun tonight, folks. Fun show. At 6:35 tonight, WGBW afternoon host Eric Westfall is here tonight. Very excited to meet Eric and introduce him to Nightlight listeners. If you haven't heard him yet, you should. He does a great job here at WGBW, spinning the oldies. It's so much fun to listen to. He's also an actor, I found out recently. So we'll talk to Eric about all kinds of stuff. And then it is Friday, and that means it's a Barr Band Friday night, folks. Terry Barr co-host of Max Inc. Radio right here on Civic Media, or I should say on WMDX, Saturday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. We'll be here. She has got an excellent band. You see who she sent?
Yes, and should we not say it right now?
I don't want to say it because we've talked about this band on the air before. They're great. The lead singer has been on the show and has played, and I'm very excited to have them featured tonight. And Terry, they have new material that we will be premiering tonight. It's very exciting. At 7:35, Terry Barr, our Wisconsin music expert, will join the show, as she does every Friday. So that will be fun. We've got, I'm digging this Nightlight window love thing we've been doing.
Yeah.
We've been getting some really fun people. We had a family that we took a picture of. I took a picture of earlier today, and it's just been a lot of fun. Emerson was a good sport last night. And if you're wandering by the window, folks, at WGBW here in downtown Green Bay, there is a chance you might be asked to have your picture taken through the glass so we can post it on social media. That's been kind of fun. We have a great question tonight as well. The phone lines are open, as they always are. Join the show and talk about anything that's on your mind, folks, that we're discussing. If you have an opinion about a movie or a show or whatever, we'd love for you to weigh in. As you guys, you all know the rules, so don't be shy. If we got to do this first, because this is kind of a cool thing. This is our first, as I mentioned the last couple nights. Typically, when we do contests here at Civic Media, they've only been kind of promoted during the day. But this week, we've got the Nightlight Last Chance Summer Getaway Contest, which is really cool. You can win a free night at Chula Vista. That kind of doesn't really make sense. You can win a free night. Like, you can win the opportunity to pay big bucks to stay at a hotel. Of course, it's free. That's the grand prize, right? All right. It's the Chula Vista overnight stay and a dining voucher. The value is $175. Chula Vista is a great place. We had our Civic Media party there one year, Christmas party. It was a blast. It's beautiful. It's the Wisconsin Dells. How can you go wrong? So it's the Nightlight Last Chance Summer Giveaway, and we will be giving away the keyword tonight. Right after our first break, we will give you the keyword. All you have to do is text in on the app. So you have to have the app to play. Text in the keyword, and you are enrolled and eligible to win the free night stay at Chula Vista. Good luck, everybody. Let's play. Let's have some fun. We missed out today. I tried to get. You know what cow chip throwing is?
No.
Okay, that's. You know what? I should Google that because I don't want to sound like an idiot. I'm not a farm guy, but I think it's when you throw. You know what a cow pie is?
Well, I know the candy.
There should not be a candy named a cow
You never
pie.
had a cow pie?
A cow tail?
A cow. It's like a little
It's
caramel.
like a swirly
it's
thing.
like caramel inside it, and I think there's nuts in there too. A little bit of corn.
Yeah.
That's,
I have to Google this quickly because I don't want to give false information. Listen, I'm in the dark on this. Cow chips refers to two very different things. Dried cow dung used historically as fuel or for soil enrichment. Those are two very different things. And in the modern American West, for a competition called cow chip throwing. So what is it? Okay, you're throwing cow poop. And they have this contest in Sauk Prairie. And I called there, and every once in a while, it's usually pretty easy to get people to want to come on the radio to talk about their cool event or whatever, but sometimes people they act like you're up to something. And that's what this woman was like today. I called and I said, hey, I'd like to talk to someone. I'd love to interview you on the air. I think it could be fun. Tell us about your cow chip throwing contest. And they're like, what are you trying to do? I'm not up to no good here. I'm trying to promote your event, and I think it could be fun because that's something I would never I wonder who the person who invented cow chip throwing was. Talk about bored.
They must have had a boring day.
Bet I could pick
Boring
one of
day
them
in the
there
farm.
piles up and throw it.
Yeah.
And there you go. And it started a phenomenon, folks, if you will. It makes lawn darts look healthy. So I was unable to land a guest for the cow chip throwing contest in Sauk Prairie. But it sounds fun. If you want to go, you like throwing around cow poop haphazardly, go for it. I have to do... All right, what is your favorite music, Conrad? If you were to eat somewhere, what kind of music would you hope the establishment is playing?
Well, Is it live or is it?
No, I mean just like on the radio or Sirius or something, Spotify, something like that. Like,
Oh well, I mean, if I'm just eating at a restaurant and it's just classic top hits probably or something. I don't know, because I'm not gonna be like listening when I'm
that's kind of my point. In Marinette, I ate at a Subway recently. I made reservations ahead of time, and they had like this heavy metal headbanging music on. I wanted to kill myself. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you trying not to have customers? Like I love classic rock. I don't know that I want to hear classic rock while I'm trying to eat like a decent meal. Give me some jazz or some cool, I don't know, something. But like yesterday I went to the dentist and they were playing country music, and I'm not a country music fan. I like some old country, but I'm sitting there in the chair waiting for my mouth to numb. And I'm listening to these tunes, and I just got really depressed. I'm like, I know some people like country. I respect that. I don't think I necessarily would have wanted to hear rock and roll either. Give me something easy. I'm at the dentist. I'm about to hear a drill in my head. I don't know. I think it's crazy the people commit to these. It should be something ambiguous, I think.
That Morgan Wallen while you're getting your teeth drilled is pretty nice.
You're a Morgan Wallen fan?
I'm a fan of his chair throwing.
Okay. He's had some issues.
Yeah,
whatever. Whether you like him or not, I don't care. I don't know anything about Morgan Wallen. I'm just saying, put on, in one place I was in, I went to get a fish fry about 6 months ago at this local place in Marinette. They have the news on.
Oh,
it's like a bar, and they're blaring news. I'm like, wow. Are you trying to kill the party, honestly?
Yeah, I feel like having a beer and listening to the news is not that. Play some smooth jazz, get you in the
exactly
mood.
Something.
Have a scotch.
Set the mood, exactly. That's all I'm trying to say. I see a question of the night in the future regarding this music choice. But I think it's time, folks, speaking of questions, that we get to our Nightlight question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question. Pregunta. Question.
Question.
Okay, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Questions.
All right, keeping with our nostalgia theme this week on Nightlight, what store do you wish you could still browse in? Like, online shopping is efficient, and you still kind of browse. You tool around with the cursor, you click on this, you click on that, you can get through things faster, but there's something I really miss about going to a mall. And I'm saying a mall because when malls were the thing and it kind of killed a lot of downtowns, I was like, I miss downtowns. Now I miss malls because malls are not as popular as they used to be. But I do miss going into a store and just kind of browsing. And now the only place I do it are like secondhand stores. But I used to love to go into Music Land and look through the records and tapes, see what's on sale, see what the new releases were. Just take all the vinyl and slide it back and forth and check out what was new. Or I really miss Music Land. So what do you miss? What store do you wish you could still browse in? So many. You remember Things Remembered, Conrad? You too young for that?
Things Remembered?
That was like a little kiosk at the mall, and they sold little trinkets.
I mean, you got a bunch of those at every mall you go to now.
There's a lot of kiosks, yeah. But Things Remembered was like a staple. Like Orange Julius was in a lot of malls. Even the Gap. I don't think there are any Gaps anymore. Used to like to walk into the Gap.
Okay.
You know.
Get a nice pair of jeans.
Get some slacks.
Get some floods.
Get some floods and a nice collared shirt.
There you go.
You can't go wrong with that. Stereo stores, though. Video stores. I used to love to go into video stores and just look through the movies. And you'd end up walking out with like 2 or 3 because there's a lot I haven't seen. But I do miss video stores. I miss driving by a place and seeing it and going, there are other movie fans in there right now. Except I got to tell you this. This was funny. There's a Family Video in Menominee that just closed a couple of years ago. And I went in there and someone pointed out The Godfather of Green Bay on a shelf. And just like a couple rows down was a Guy Thing. I don't know if they're both G's or how they were aligned. And I also co-wrote a movie called The Guy Thing. So I got 2 movies on the shelf at this video store. And I live in this tiny town. I have no ego. But the guy says to the woman, he's got 2 movies right over here. And she goes, huh, all right. Would you like that to go? Or like, she could not have cared less. I'm like, this is a video store. Not even that's cool. It was more like, don't annoy me with your stupid. Oh my God, it was very strange.
I could see you at that video store just standing by those and be
standing by my titles, yeah.
You looking for a movie tonight?
Hey, right here. What do you say?
You looking for a movie?
Just kind of leaning on the shelf, doing the hoping someone. How pathetic would that be?
You point it and be like, star.
Right. Just like a lot of the guys in the adult film, back in the adult section.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, they had an adult section at Family Video. They did. I swear to God, they had an adult section.
I don't think that's right.
Finally, pornos for the whole family. All right, folks. We've got the keyword is coming up after this very short break. Don't go anywhere. It's a Friday night version of Night Lite. That's the best kind. We are coming right back. This is Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
With senoritas who can sway. Right now, tomorrow's looking bright.
From Ashwaubenon to Alloway, this is 97.9 WGBW.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Wisconsin. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
If you're looking for a reason to get out of Green Bay and maybe head a little bit south toward Manitowoc, this is the reason. This is it right now. It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you, and we're talking about Sputnik Fest. Head to Manitowoc for Sputnik Fest on Saturday, September 6th from 11 a.m. till 6 p.m. In 1962, a piece of the Russian satellite Sputnik 4 landed in the middle of the street in Manitowoc, and they have celebrated it ever since with an amazing festival that is now a little alien-oriented. So come grab a green burger and check it out. Go to WGBW.fm and click events.
Hey Wisconsin, it's construction season, and the Wisconsin DOT wants to help you safely navigate work zones. Check 511wi.gov or download the app for road work or closures on your route. Know before you go with 511 Wisconsin. Sponsored by the Wisconsin DOT.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check that off.
You've got this.
Yes, you do. See how we've got you at yougotthis.usaging.org. A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by US Aging.
We honor the workers here in our own community this Labor Day weekend. Neighbors, friends, and family who give their best every single day. We stand with you and thank you. From all
Get up home, I wanna drive them home. When you're feeling blue.
Welcome back to Night Light, folks. I am Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me. Conrad Krieger running the board tonight, lamenting his Badgers. Hey, it's the Night Light Last Chance Summer Getaway Contest, folks. Join the fun. Have the Civic Media app, and all you have to do is text in the keyword I'm about to give you, and you are eligible for a free night at the Chula Vista Resort in the Wisconsin Dells, and you also get a dining voucher. It's worth about $175. Not too shabby for texting in one word. And tonight's keyword is dine, D-I-N-E, dine. So remember, you can't spell diner without dine. So text in dine, and you will be all set and enrolled in the contest. Good luck, everybody. Tonight is the last night, so get those keywords in. You texted a picture of a cow pie, of the candy.
Yes.
The cow pie, Conrad.
Yep.
And it's...
Doesn't look appetizing?
It does not.
Really?
You know what? It looks appetizing if you don't call it a cow pie. If you just call it chocolate with nuts and caramel.
Well, that's not fun.
Well, give it a snazzy name, but here's the thing. Here's what we have. We got this great invention. It's delicious. It has pecans, caramel, milk chocolate. You can't go wrong. Why don't we name it after poo?
It's just a Midwest name. You gotta find something. Gotta find something unique.
Okay.
No other candy has ever been named before.
Oof, I don't know,
reasons.
Man. We've got a text that came in last night. We don't like to miss texts here. It's from our pal Bud, who delivers papers between 4 and 6 a.m. and listens to the rebroadcast. He says, "Hey, Pete and Conrad, in response to your question, I wish the telephone party line would come back." Oh, that's right. Last night's question was something outdated that you miss, and it was in honor of the bow tie. I remember these party lines because they were all over late night TV. They wanted you to get on the phone. It's probably just like cyber sex on the phone, I guess. And you had to make sure someone else in your house was not on the other line because that would be awkward. But he says, "I wish the telephone party line would come back. When my girlfriend and I were on the phone and we would hear the click of someone joining, we would start our sexy talk. The person was usually one of my nosy aunts." Love your show, Bud from Janesville. Like, if you knew someone was doing that in your family, would you pick up and listen in? That would terrify me.
That reminds me of a scene from How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Lily was on the phone with Marshall's mom.
Okay.
And she thought she hung up. And she didn't. And they had sex right there, right next to the phone. And her mom just kept listening.
Oh, they had actual sex with the phone unhooked. That's different than phone sex, yeah.
She thought it was hung up, but
oh my gosh.
the mom was just there listening.
Oh, that is just horrible.
If you just heard something like that, would you be like, "Whoa, let me hang up right there"?
Listen, I've heard a story a friend of mine told me about someone he knew who was hiding in the parents' room. The family was playing a game or something, or the kids were playing a game, and the mom and dad go in and they go to town. And this kid is like in the closet listening and probably seeing stuff you never want to see under any circumstances.
And if they don't know anything about it, they're like,
yeah. Why is he hurting her? What is he doing? It's terrible. All right. So if you have a response to tonight's question, what store do you miss browsing in? Let's go back to the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. I say Musicland. Conrad, you got one?
Yeah, I'd probably say Best Buy. I mean, when I was younger, we'd go to Best Buy.
But they still have Best Buys.
Or not, sorry. I meant to say Blockbuster.
Oh, Blockbuster, yeah, of course.
I was at Best Buy earlier today, so that's why I said
Oh, I really miss when I was browsing at Best Buy earlier this morning.
So, yeah, Blockbuster. I miss going to the stores and picking up a couple movies. Nothing beats it. You know?
Absolutely. Totally agree.
Now you just got all of it at your fingertips.
855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Text us. Let us know what store you miss browsing in. I say Musicland. Conrad says Blockbuster. John in the 608 says Terry, in reference to Terry Barr, our pal coming up at 7:35, says, has a voice like a siren that hypnotizes me every time. There's something going on there. John makes it like a nefarious thing. John also says, ever play mud volleyball on a farm property? Did it. Serious cow pie mud slush. Never again. Yeah, that sounds like a really not a very fun time, I will say. Tom from New Berlin says, Pete, no matter us stupid humans have existed, we create competition.
I mean, there's everything. You could name one thing, and there's probably a competition from it.
Absolutely. John also says, I could listen to you and Conrad at the dentist. Food for thought. Oh, yeah. Put on the Nightlight podcast, which you can check out at civicmedia.us. That's a great idea, John. I think I'm going to suggest that to my dentist. He says, like elevator music, but informative and fun. That might be the best thing anyone's ever said about Nightlight. Love it, John. Thank you, buddy. John again, his thumbs are busy tonight, people. He says, ever go behind the curtain at a video store? Peeked in once, made eye contact with the dude, ran. I remember I did that once. I was in the adult section looking for like some movies for a bachelor party. I really was, but I felt like I had to over-explain to the guy while I was there. I was like 23.
Yeah.
I felt so stupid. I know what John is saying. Like you make eye contact with the guy. You don't want him to start talking to you like, hey, what do you like? You know what I mean? Like you just don't want to do that.
Looking for recommendations. Please help me.
Yeah, let's put our heads together here. come up with some ideas. The keyword tonight. Dave, you might want to retext. The keyword is dine, D-I-N-E. Dave Kunish on the stream says, Lorman's, that is a Marinette department store that was like, my friends, the Boyles, own that store, or were one of the owners, and I always say they were like the Marshall Fields of Marinette, Wisconsin. But you could say that Marshall Fields is the Lorman's of Chicago and Milwaukee. But that's a great one, Dave. Thank you. He also says, Goodfellas, best in town in Twin Cities. Best something. It was a typo. I can't see. He tried to type it again, and it still said the same thing. Can you understand that, Conrad?
I think I maybe know. I don't.
All right, we'll noodle it. We're coming back with Eric Westfall, new on-air host here at WGBW, and we're going to read some of your texts and have a blast. It's Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
From Hobart to Bay Settlement, 97.9 WGBW.
Saluting the hands that build, grow, teach, and serve in our local communities. Thank you, and enjoy your Labor Day from all of us with the Civic Media Radio Network.
From the 97.9 WGBW Newsroom, I'm Lisa Hale with this local news update. The Wisconsin State Patrol is focusing on educating drivers about the dangers of impaired driving during the annual Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign running now through September 1st. Joanne Krulets explains why.
There were 7,067 crashes involving alcohol or drug impairment in Wisconsin in 2024. Nearly half of all traffic fatalities involved either drugs or alcohol. Law enforcement agencies across Wisconsin are working year-round to keep impaired drivers off the road. With almost 400 drug recognition experts statewide, Wisconsin is helping lead the nation in eliminating drug-impaired driving. DREs help prevent tragedies by identifying the signs of drug-impaired driving and securing convictions to keep those drivers off the roads. In addition to risking your life and the lives of others on the road, driving impaired carries serious financial and legal consequences. OWI convictions can cost around $10,000. Driving under the influence of any substances can also cost you both your driver license and your vehicle.
The Wisconsin State Patrol encourages everyone to make responsible choices to ensure celebrations stay safe. If you suspect a driver is impaired, call 911. Meanwhile, to make roads safer during the busy Labor Day holiday weekend, AAA is offering its Tow-to-Go program in Wisconsin. Starting at 6 o'clock tonight through 6 a.m. Tuesday, the service will provide free confidential rides for impaired drivers and will tow their vehicles to their home within a 10-mile radius. Since its inception over 25 years ago, Tow-to-Go has been instrumental in saving lives, removing nearly 30,000 impaired drivers from the road. News on demand anytime at WGBW.FM. I'm Lisa Hale for 97.9 WGBW News.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. How popular is Taylor Swift? Even the people on the periphery of her world are getting rich. Dancing with the Stars is in season 34, and according to TheWrap.com, Jan Ravnik will join the celebrity side of Dancing with the Stars. Ravnik recently was a member of the dance squad on the Swifts Eras Tour. The full cast of dancers for season 34 will be announced September 3rd on Good Morning America. Ooh, not sure I can wait that long. Earlier this week on Nightlight, we discussed aliens and ghosts, which is typically a fun topic that gets a variety of reactions. Recently, some star power has been added to the belief that aliens exist. Actress Emma Stone says she believes in aliens. She may have ulterior motives as she is playing a CEO captured by a conspiracy group who believes she is an alien sent to destroy Earth in the new film Begonia, which hits theaters this October. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is saying the word bag instead of bag. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly cloudy tonight, an isolated shower or two, and lows in the low to mid-50s. For tomorrow and Sunday, a mix of sun and clouds, highs in the mid-70s. Slight storm chance later Labor Day, highs upper 70s. And partly sunny. Currently, it's 66.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
The Dr. Kristen Larley Show.
This week, we're chatting about Green.
With Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba. It is great to have you with me, folks. We've determined that Dave's word was porn, is what he was trying to say. It's a place called Goodfellas in Marinette, and he misses browsing in there because they had the best porn in the Twin Cities, which is also, it's not Minneapolis, St. Paul. People very arrogantly call Marinette, Menominee the Twin Cities. So, and that's where Dave's a native, so I knew what he was talking about. He says, in regard to the Cow Pie Festival, it's a big festival. They used sun-baked poop. Low moisture, but not too dry, or the poop gets... I can't even say that word. I'm so grossed out right now. Runny. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, happy Friday. Hello, everyone. Hello, Daniel. Great to have you. And Dave Kunish says, it's a pot shop now. The Family Video that sold pornography in the back, like every family video store should, is now a pot shop. There's about 12,000 pot shops in Menominee, Michigan. So, all right, I'm excited now. We're going to pivot here and get to our first guest of the night. He is new meat here at WGBW, but he's not new to radio. But if you listen throughout the day, you probably know this guy. And if not, you're about to meet him. His name is Eric Westfall. Hey, buddy.
How's it going, Pete?
It's going great. I love that you came in to the studio.
Yeah.
That's huge. I assume you don't live in too far away.
Oh, yeah, that's not too big. Well, and, it's nice to be over on this side of the glass. So usually I'm sitting in Conrad's spot over there. And I try to get out of there fast enough so that he can, get everything ready. I know you guys have a little more preparation than I have. I get the music doing all the heavy lifting for me.
Do you Well, I got a lot of questions to ask you about radio. I think you have a really cool gig, and I'm excited for you. And Dan was on the show last night, Dan Marcus, and we had Laura on last week. So all three of you guys are new here, and it's nice that you have a working relationship already. You guys already knew each other.
Yeah.
You all obviously love oldies, so that's exciting. Tell us, first of all, I have to ask, most importantly, do you have a store you miss browsing in, Eric?
I heard you talking about that, so I was trying to think a little bit. When I was younger, at Prangieway was one that I liked over. This would have been in Appleton, so I grew up over in Greenville. So at the Appleton Prangieway on College Avenue, because I video games and stuff like that, they always had sales on, and I would try to talk my mom into getting me something. So I miss Prangieway, and then as a little bit older, as junior high and high school, Eric, in the mall, Chess King.
Oh, nice. I love it. I forgot about Chess King.
Yeah.
Are there no more of those?
Oh, I don't think so. I couldn't tell you the last time. I mean, I don't really go into malls anymore, but I don't think Chess King's around.
We had a limited, like Marinette has the Pine Tree Mall. It's still there. but it's not like as exotic as like the Appleton or Green Bay, and certainly not Milwaukee or Chicago. But we had a Prangy Way, and I remember when we moved to the area when I was in junior high, and my dad was pointing out these Wisconsin stores we had never heard of. He said, "That's a Prangy Way. That's kind of like Kmart. That's Prangy's. That's a little more upscale, like Marshall Field's." That's how he described, like a 12-year-old's going to shop at Prangy's. And I have another story about the Prangy family. One of the sons was running the Marinette store, and I had a holiday gig where I was trying to get people to sign up to donate money for kids. And he said, ask people if they want to buy an ornament, and then the proceeds go to charity. But I came out of the gate swinging, and I said, do you feel like helping a needy child this holiday season? So they had to say, if they said no, they felt terrible. He pulled me aside. He goes, yeah, let's not approach people like that. You're going
Maybe
for the,
back off on that
going
hard
for the
side.
jugular, kid. This is so funny you said Prangy Way.
Well, Prangy's was one. I actually worked at Prangy's in high school in the men's fashions, menswear department. So
Wearing all your chess king clothes?
No, you had to you had to wear like they want you to wear actual suit and tie.
Yeah,
there.
nice.
It didn't have to be from Prangy's, but you know, Chess King was a little bit too fashionable.
That's true,
It was
I guess.
the more,
That's true.
It was very 80s.
That's true. All right, that's great. So how's it going here at WGBW? What, I don't know, like what kind of stuff were you doing on air at your last gig? You're so good at this, I assume it's not something new to you.
Yeah. So previously, I worked for 6.5 years on another station here in Green Bay, and Laura and used to be right across the hall from me. She was in the mornings, and I would see her usually when I was coming in. So she was on a different station, but we were the same company. And you know, they decided to make some changes, you know, as radio companies do.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, you know, I've been in this business about 20 years now, and I've lost my job numerous times. But previously, it was always like, you were a live night guy. There's no night guys anymore. That's going away.
That's sad.
Or, you know, the station is making a format change, and so we're going to get rid of their staff. Okay, I can understand that sort of thing. But I was doing very well at this. So I was I was getting ratings bonuses, and you know, I had some endorsements and things like that. Those aren't things that if you're doing terrible that you get. So it was a corporate decision made by somebody, you know, in Georgia or wherever, and it happened to people all across the country. So you know, it didn't really matter how good I did, but I was very excited though to get the call, and I was actually thinking of getting out of radio.
Oh,
I was like, man, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 15 times.
But I've heard, like, you hear of these legendary radio guys that have all been fired multiple times.
Oh, sure.
It just comes with the territory, right? And it's not even necessarily that you're doing anything wrong.
Yeah, oftentimes it is. I mean, it can be any number of things. Sometimes, and I don't know that happens as much these days, but sometimes it could be a personality clash, you know, with the management or whatever.
Eric Westfall is my guest. You can hear him afternoons here at WGBW playing the oldies, and he's had a long career in radio. And it's funny, you were talking about how at night it's different. I used to love listening to the radio when I was a kid and knowing that there was somebody there playing songs and connecting with the audience. And the first time I did radio, I had a student show at DePaul University, and then I came home to Marinette in the summer. And the radio guy there, Jim Callow, gave me a job from 2 to 5 a.m. So I show up at 1:30, and the other guy that was there from like 10 to 2, he's got like a Colt 45. He's sitting back, smoking a cigarette, and just playing tunes. I'm like, look at this guy, man. He's got the life. He's just chilling. And that just isn't the case anymore.
No, automation pretty much, you know, took care of that. In each market, so here in Green Bay, one station does have to have somebody there all hours of the day.
But on air? Somebody, okay.
I mean, generally they will have them be an on-air person.
Okay.
They'll have them do it live because they might as well. You got to have somebody be there. There's always somebody wanting to cut their teeth with that 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. shift.
Absolutely. So what made you want to go into radio? Like, how old were you? And what made you go, I got to do this?
I was actually a little bit older than most people. A lot of, you know, Dan, I think he got into it just out of high school. And maybe even in high school. And I was a little bit older. I went to college at Lawrence University, and I was in the studio there a couple times, but nothing really. But I was a theater person, And so I like the performing aspect of it. Yeah, acting and all that. And so I really liked the performance element. And when I graduated from school, I was actually going to become a teacher. I was certified to become a theater teacher. And, they should probably put you in front of the kids like day one instead of like at the end. And I decided I love kids. I have so much respect for teachers now after going through that. But I didn't really want to. You have to do so many things that has nothing to do with teaching. And that performing aspect. And I thought, well, radio seems like. And at that time, I was living down in Milwaukee and Gateway Technical College in Kenosha. So I drove 3 days a week from Milwaukee to Kenosha, taking classes there to get that associate's degree. I already had a lot of credits transfer over, but get that internship and all those things that are how you get started in the business. So I wanted to make sure that I did that. And in Milwaukee, obviously, is a very large market. So I interned on the country station there at the time, FM 106. And, I knew eventually I would have to leave the area if I wanted to get on the air. And, I went, it was in country music I got my start. And I heard you earlier say you didn't care for country music. I'm not a big fan either. So I try actually working on a country station and having to learn all these artist names and, Country USA and all that stuff and be excited about that. It was tough, but there were a few artists I liked. But anyway, so I moved up to Wausau, and that's where I was the night guy there, and then went to Stevens Point after that and did mornings on the station that then decided to flip, and then I was in Shawano for a little while. And I have family there and a lot of good people in Shawano, but I would never work for that small of a market again. It was they broadcast parades on the radio in Shawano. I never thought that was a thing before, but I'm like, a parade is a very visual event. You can't really get a lot out of it on the radio, but they sold sponsorships. So
you make it work.
Yep.
Wow.
Look at this marching band now. Oh, they must have 30 kids out there.
And you're like, if only I was playing country music again. And listen, I'm not a hater. I really don't dislike country music. I do feel the new country has kind of a sound to it. It's almost like a homogenization sort of. I like when they genre mix. I think that's cool, but just pure new country, give me the old stuff. And if it's on too long, I'm just like, we got to change this up because they never really rock, and it's always kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
What is your favorite kind of music? Like, I assume you like oldies, but
I do like oldies. I enjoy that. Yeah, and I first listened to oldies when I was late 70s, early 80s when it first became a format. That's what my parents listened to because obviously it was the music of them. Before that, it was country. Back when it was country and Western. And, Willie Nelson and all those. And then the oldies came out. But me personally, I'm a pretty big fan of bluegrass music, which especially like the really like upbeat and give me banjos and fiddles and mandolins and
love it.
And a good tempo. And I'm usually pretty happy.
I love that. I just noticed, excuse me one second. Con, did you notice people are texting in the word fine?
Yeah.
All right, folks, the keyword is dine, D-I-N-E. I thought that's how I said it, but if I misspoke earlier, I apologize. But the keyword tonight is dine, D-I-N-E, and that's why I said you can't spell diner without dine. So, but like 3 people texted in fine. Can they be eligible or?
Well, just text in dine, and then you're
Thank you for the legal advice, Conrad. Does he have a great voice or what? Like Eric should just be like. Did somebody ever tell you should go into radio? You got that voice.
Honestly, actually, how did I forget this? So my first taste of radio was in forensics in high school.
Okay.
I completely forgot. So I went to Hortonville High School. Go Polar Bears, class of 92. And our forensics coach, Cliff Morton, he came to me. It was my sophomore year, and they had a brand new category called radio speaking. And basically, you would pull some news stories out, and then you'd put them together. They wanted you to put a commercial. Sometimes they would give you like a little newspaper clipping, and you had to create something in there, kind of the middle, then some weather, some sports, and put it all together with your transitions. And he said, I think you'd be good to give this a try. Prior to that, I usually did some acting categories, and said, sure. And the first one, man, I got into the power round, took second place.
Sweet.
was hooked.
So you're like, okay, I think I could do this.
Yeah, and so then I ended up coming back to it years later, and like, oh, that's right. I kind of enjoyed this.
Just enough to suck you in to this career. All right, Eric Westfall is here, folks. He is the afternoon on-air host here at WGBW. Every day you can hear him from 2 to 6. So definitely tune in if you haven't already. We're coming right back, and we'll do the keyword again, just to be safe. If you haven't heard the keyword yet, folks, it is coming up. I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is cheering on the Brew Crew. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
Experience northern Wisconsin this season and book your vacation at Lena's Northern Pines Resort on beautiful Butternut Lake in Butternut, Wisconsin. This quaint resort has it all. A full-service resort and restaurant, open year-round for all your seasons, from ATVing to snowmobiling, grouse hunting, deer hunting, and even ice fishing. Or just come to relax with the whole family. And there's also an event space for that perfect occasion that you might be celebrating. Butternut Lake is a 1,000-plus acre Class A musky lake, along with walleye, crappie, perch, and panfish that the kids love to catch. It's perfect for escaping the hustle and bustle of the city. Check your next adventure out today. Go to northernpines.net, www.northernpines.net.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. From fighting wildfires with air support, helping civilians in flooded neighborhoods, to delivering food and supplies to those who have lost everything, the Army National Guard always responds when disaster strikes. The Army National Guard also trains to be ever vigilant against threats, foreign and domestic. They protect our skies with missile defense weaponry. They secure our information, communications, and infrastructure with cybersecurity. And they protect us against chemical, biological, and radiological hazards with the civilian support team. The Army National Guard also stands ready to deploy and provide support for conflicts or humanitarian missions abroad. Join the Army National Guard and be there to respond, protect, and support your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Labor Day is more than a holiday. It's a tribute to the strength, grit, and spirit of the workforce. To every worker in our local communities, we salute you. A message from the Civic Media Radio Network.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1.
Oh, where can you go when your money gets low? In the basement, down in the basement. And if a storm is taking place,
Welcome
you
back.
can jam and still be safe.
Happy Friday, everybody. This is Pete Schwaba, and you've got Nightlight here on the Civic Media Radio Network. Our question of the night is, what store do you miss browsing in? Take yourself back, folks, to the 80s or 90s or early 2000s. I mean, I know there's still malls, but what about those stores that don't exist anymore? I said Musicland. Conrad said Best Buy because he hadn't been there since this morning.
Yes.
And then he changed his answer to
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Do you have one, Eric? Did you give us one?
Yeah. Those Prang-You-In Chess King.
Prang-You-In, yes, of course. Chess King.
Chess King for a mall store.
I love it. That was great. Steve from Florida says, I miss the old 5 and dime store, Woolworths. Oh, that's a great one. Best burger, fries, and milkshake located in every downtown. Woolworths had that great lunch counter. And Lorman's and Marinette had that too. I love those stores where they were like, they had stereos, men's clothes, food.
Yeah, even Kmart.
Kmart, yeah. Those are all great stores. Everett from Sun Prairie in the 262 says, what store do I miss browsing at? Say it with me. The Exclusive Company. Is that American? No, what was that?
Exclusive Company was Mr. G. Right down just across the river on just off of Broadway was the Green Bay store. Yeah, there was one in Green Bay. There was one in Appleton at Northland Mall.
Stereo stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Music, but then also, nicer stereo stuff.
Nice. Oh, that's a great one. Thank you, Everett. And then here we've got Melissa from Willie Street. Hi, Pete. I think I know why John really likes Terry's voice, because I have a deep voice as well. Have a good night. Oh, thank you, Melissa. You have a good night, too, with your deep, sultry voice that your husband seems to love. And one more here before we get back to Eric. Judy from East Troy says my email. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong thing. Judy, I almost gave Judy's email address out on the air. She would have become very popular.
Yeah.
Getting emails from everybody. All right. My guest is Eric Westfall. He is the on-air host here during the afternoon at WGBW, and he is a radio veteran. I have to ask you, I want to get into some of your acting stuff too, but I hope you can stay through the news if that's okay.
Yeah, man, I got no place to be.
I'm sorry to hear that. So.
It really,
well, he really squeezed us into his schedule here, Conrad.
I took the whole evening off for you.
We'll make it a mini series. What is your favorite part of the day? Because I haven't been in radio as long as you, and I know I have kind of a different show here, but a lot of my day is prep, which I don't mind. But for you, what is your favorite part of your radio day? You're on the air. I'm sure that's fun. Prepping, research, picking songs. What's the best part of it?
Yeah, I the on-air part. Although I really, and we haven't gotten to do too much of that yet since we're still new. And it's probably because of the actor in me. I really like getting out in the public and seeing the people out at events and things like that.
Okay.
But on-air is fun because the one thing, you're one person, in the studio and you're making all this stuff. And I find myself every now and then I will, when the mic is cracked, I'll start forgetting, there's people out there listening. And I'm almost like I'm talking to myself. And then I got to kind of catch myself and, make sure this is interesting.
Right.
At the very least, brief and interesting.
That's great. And you mentioned before, you said you almost got out of radio because you had just lost a job you liked. What would you do? Like, I feel like I've kind of been in show business in one form or another my entire adult life, and I've just accepted this is what I do. If I'm unemployed, I will eat canned soup, whatever. I'm not going to work in a store. Are you like that? Or are you like, what else would you do? Could you do something else?
Well, I will tell you the things that I was looking at. So, as I mentioned before, liking to get out and amongst the public. And, now we have to wear a lot of hats in radio. There aren't people doing all the different things unless you're, really, big time in some of the big markets, New York City or something. So, marketing and all that stuff, and relationship building and, networking and that's really all a part of it. People don't realize that. And those are skills that, I was able to develop. And so I was really looking at jobs that would help that. So I had applied at the Green Bay Botanical Garden.
Oh, nice.
To be their membership and development coordinator. Maybe if the person who got the job is listening, I hope they're doing good. But I came close, but I something like that, where I'm still involved in the community and something that I believe in and like help making it good.
Right.
I'm really a firm believer. And, I chose to come to Green Bay. It was a city I was born in, but it's not the place I've lived all my life.
Right.
And I want to do something that makes it better.
See, that's really interesting you say that, and I take back what I said before, because I think maybe I could work in, like Greg Vadney is on the show Tuesday, and he's the director of the Rar West Museum in Manitowoc. I think I could work in a museum or some cool place where you have stimulating things around, maybe.
Yeah. No,
I don't know. What about you, Con?
I mean, a museum would be cool. You could be like Ross from Friends.
It's probably nothing like that, right?
Depends on the
You're the
museum.
guy that gets to build the dinosaur displays. That's like the primo museum.
Oh, yeah. That's the coolest thing.
That would be a great one, though. All right, so Eric Westfall is here, folks. We'll have more with Eric. He's going to tell us all about the Evergreen Theater and some of the cool stuff he has going on as a local actor as well. And if you are interested in that kind of stuff, you want to stick around and hear it. I'm curious myself. Since I've been doing this show, Eric, I've never lived in Green Bay or really any other city other than Marinette in Northeast Wisconsin, and I'm amazed at how many creative people there are here, how many actors, how many great bands, how many filmmakers. So I'm excited to talk with you about that too after intermission here. John Murray in the 608 says TG&Y was an awesome department store in Freeport, Illinois. Tons of best hobby and toys. Mom loved it too. TG&Y, that must have been a local thing. Does that sound familiar?
No.
It's fine. It's fine. Judy also says, did you get my email address that I sent out? Yes, Judy, I almost sent it to the entire listening public. So I apologize for that. And then Everett in Sun Prairie says, Pete, I did the 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. shift for a couple years at WWSP. I think he means UWSP in college. Can confirm just playing tunes, a couple beers, as well as other enjoyables. We don't need to get into that. And just enjoying sharing the stuff we dug, and with an audience of drunk college kids and other random local college radio supporters. Really good times. Everett, it was a really good time reading that text, so I can imagine actually doing it was very cool. So thank you. Keep those texts coming, folks. We are coming back for Act 2 after intermission. Eric Westfall will be here. It's a Barr Band Friday night. Terry Barr is coming up at 7:35 with a great band with new material. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
And all the girls out on the school side. When I learned to play some lead guitar, I was underage.
If it happens in Wisconsin, you'll hear
Local news and timeless hits. WGBW, Denmark, Green Bay.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. A federal appeals court declares most of President Trump's tariffs unlawful. President urges an appeal to the Supreme Court. Missouri's Republican Governor Mike Kehoe is calling a special legislative session to redraw the state's U.S. House districts.
It's the responsibility of the state legislature to ensure that values of Missouri families and communities are represented in Washington, D.C., and in our state.
Missouri Democratic Congressman Emmanuel Cleaver urges voters to join him fighting the move. State Department denying and revoking visas for members of the Palestine Liberation Organization and the Palestinian Authority ahead of the UN General Assembly next month. The Palestinian UN representative Riyad Mansour.
We will see exactly what it means and how it applies to any of our delegation, and we will respond accordingly.
Remains of 2 Israeli hostages have been recovered. This is ABC News.
Labor Day weekend is here. Time to honor your work by taking a break from it. Hope you find time to relax. A message from the Civic Media Radio Network.
From the 97.9 WGBW Newsroom, I'm Lisa Hale with this local news update. Mark Murphy, former president and CEO of the Green Bay Packers, was inducted into the Packers Hall of Fame Thursday night. Murphy spent 17 years at the helm of the organization, spearheading renovations to Lambeau Field, creating the Titletown District, and maybe his largest contribution to the greater Green Bay area, bringing the 2025 NFL Draft to town. He ended his tenure with the NFL's only publicly owned team this July when Ed Policy took over. Murphy is this year's only new member of the Packers Hall of Fame. Will the Trump administration send troops to Wisconsin like it has for Los Angeles, D.C., and possibly Chicago? Here's Stuart J. Waddles.
Naval Station Great Lakes could soon host ICE and other federal agents as part of the Trump administration's plan to ramp up immigration and crime operations in Chicago. Vice President J.D. Vance was asked yesterday while in La Crosse about Milwaukee crime and possible action. WISN 12's Matt Smith with the question and follow-up.
Is Milwaukee a super safe city right now? It's had some crime problems. It's a beautiful city. There are a lot of beautiful, incredible, hardworking people who live there, but let's be honest, Milwaukee has had some crime problems.
Would the administration consider ever coming into a city like Milwaukee?
Well, again, we want to be invited into Milwaukee. We want to help people. We would love to come in and help lock up those violent criminals. I hope the mayor of Milwaukee gets some common sense and actually fights for her residents for a change, or his residents for a change, because we would love to actually help cut down on the crime in this community.
Overall crime in Milwaukee is down, while homicides have gone up about 13% from last year.
News at the top and bottom of the hour all day and on demand anytime at WGBW.FM. I'm Lisa Hale for 97.9 WGBW News.
A blockbuster trade. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. NFL, the Packers holding press conferences today to introduce Micah Parsons, who signed a 4-year deal with the team worth $188 million, making him the highest paid player in the league other than a quarterback. Parsons, the most feared pass rusher, ending his time with the Cowboys. Mark Murphy, who retired a month ago as Packers CEO, was holding a press conference at his induction into the Team Hall of Fame when the news broke and said he knew nothing of the deal.
Oh. So what did they give up, Rich?
The Packers giving up their first-round pick next year and in 2027, and 9-year veteran Kenny Clark. College football, the Badgers beat Miami of Ohio 17-0, but starting quarterback Billy Edwards had to leave the game in the second quarter with a leg injury.
I don't have any answers on Billy, so good to see, though, that he was back out there, able to be a part of the game and be with our team and things like that.
Badgers head coach Luke Fickell with sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
As Wisconsin is cheering on the Brew Crew. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly cloudy tonight, an isolated shower or two, and lows in the low to mid-50s. For tomorrow and Sunday, a mix of sun and clouds, highs in the mid-70s. Slight storm chance later Labor Day, highs upper 70s. And partly sunny. Currently, it's 66.
Jane Matnair and Greg Bach.
Happy Labor Day. We are taking the day off, but we hope you enjoy a wonderful episode where we put together our favorite moments of the show, so join us.
Matnair on air, weekday mornings 9 to 11.
My name is DeMar Hamlin. I play for the Buffalo Bills, and I play safety. CPR saved my life. I've teamed up with the American Heart Association as a national ambassador to help create a nation of lifesavers, turning bystanders into lifesavers. Through CPR education and access to AEDs. Nearly 3 out of 4 cardiac arrests that don't happen in hospitals happen in homes. Join me to ensure everyone has the chance to live longer, healthier lives. Visit heart.org/nation.
This Labor Day, we salute you, the hardworking men and women who keep our local communities strong. From the field to the factory, classroom to the kitchen, your dedication powers our economy. Thank you from all of us with the Civic Media Radio Network.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think. Retinitis pigmentosa aim to
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now a guy who doesn't believe in sex after marriage, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back to Nite Lite, folks. Everybody was out smoking them if they got them. Well, welcome back. We are kicking off Act 2 here at Nite Lite on this Friday pre-long holiday weekend show. Hope everybody's in a great mood. It is great to have you here being part of the show. We got a lot of texts we'll get to. We'll do that soon. If you're just joining us, our question of the night is name a store, or what is a store, to make it an actual question, that you miss browsing in. Stores that are no longer around due to mall closings or whatever. I say Musicland. Conrad said Blockbuster. Bust blocker. That sounds bad too. And our guest here, who in the studio is Eric Westfall, who is the afternoon host here at WGBW. You said Prangieway. Great choice.
Yeah, Prangieway and Chess King. And I thought of another good one that was a fun one at the mall. If you had to be there because, mom was doing some shopping, but you wanted to kill some time. Spencer's Gifts was always
yes.
Fun.
That's a great one. Yeah. They're still online, aren't they?
I think so, but
yeah. It's like right up there with Brookstone.
Yeah.
But let us know. That's our question of the night. Be part of the show. 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Also, if you have not gotten your text word in tonight, folks, there is still time. This is the Nite Lite Last Chance Summer Getaway. As you know, we have just a little bit of summer left here, and we are doing this really cool concept. What is it? It's a contest.
Yes.
I can't make mistakes like that with an actual pro radio person sitting next to me. It's very emasculating.
You're the pro. I don't have somebody else like doing all the.
You don't have a Conrad?
No.
Oh,
I
come
got to
on.
do all the heavy lifting myself.
Conrad.
We came in here and I don't know. People can't see it because it's out of camera range. I mean, there's like a whole food spread that he. No, I'm just kidding.
Conrad whipped up a quiche. Conrad's like, please hire me away from this monster. But we do have the Nite Lite Last Chance Summer Getaway, and our keyword is for tonight is dine. D as in David, I-N-E. Dine as in diner. What other examples can I give? I got to make sure people understand that. Dine, like fine, but with a D. So text that in on the app, folks, and you are eligible to win an overnight stay at Chula Vista. And we're even throwing in some free grub. It's worth $175, and it is all yours if you are the winner. So good luck, everybody. You still have time. And all you have to do is send a text. What else did we say, Conrad? What else do we miss? What do I need to recap? Conrad's bummed about the Badgers.
If you haven't tried it yet, go out, and if you're in Wisconsin, go out and grab a cow pie.
Yeah.
The candy.
Yeah, you got to clarify that.
Yeah.
Go out and eat cow dung, folks. My name is Conrad Grieger. Yeah, that's we covered that too. We got some texts. We'll get to those. Let's do Steady Eddie. Steady Eddie texted in early tonight, and we usually I'm under the gun on Fridays to get through a Steady Eddie text, but we'll do Steady Eddie right now. He says, Pete, I miss Kmart. I would go with my dad on a Saturday. Oh, that's great.
It's not Steadfast Edward tonight.
No, it's not. Kmart is not highbrow like that. But Kmart, are there any Kmarts left?
I haven't seen one in super long time.
Yeah, I if there is, I couldn't tell you where.
Because the one in Menominee just closed like 2 years ago. So that made me think maybe there are still some out there. But anyway, either way, Everett from Sun Prairie, some clarification on a previous text. He says the exclusive company was a small record store chain rumored to be a Chicago mafia front. How do you like that? Oh. I went to the Blue Mound Road and Brown Deer Road locations in Milwaukee. The question is, Everett, did you ever whack anybody? That's what I want to know. Let's sneak one more in here before we get back to Eric. Tyler from Wisconsin Rapids says, also Drucker's General Store in Hooterville. See, Tyler likes to get these cheeky things in.
Yeah.
I think he always has some kind of innuendo. Pickles in the barrel, another one, were the best. I've never heard of that. Have you heard of Drucker's, Eric?
Well, Sam, I believe Sam was running it up until his death a few years back.
Sam Drucker?
Yeah, Sam.
Are you playing a joke? Who is
No,
that?
that's from the
TV show.
Petticoat Junction or whatever. Yeah. Well, actually,
is that what his text is referring to?
I'm pretty sure.
Tyler, how old do you think I am?
So it would be, and there's a couple shows that use that.
That use Drucker's?
Well, Sam Drucker's General Store in Hooterville.
All right. I love it. Hooterville sounds like a nice little burg. Dave says, I don't want to get censored. He was the one that typed in porn, but he spelled it all kinds of different ways earlier. And then he also said Tempo, which was a store in Menominee, Michigan that was like, I always confused it, like when Targets came out, I thought, oh, they're bringing back, oh no, that was Tempo. Kind of the same department store, but have you guys ever heard of a Tempo?
No.
All right. It's a Marinette Menominee original. All right. My guest in studio, folks, is Eric Westfall. You can hear his work here on WGBW afternoons from 2 to 6, spinning the oldies, breaking to the news, doing time and temp.
Yeah.
Right? That's a radio thing.
Well, yeah, but there's other people that do that. So
Yeah.
I don't have to. So
But you have to
nobody
go to
can.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody can blame me though, if the weather's bad. I didn't give the forecast.
Conrad gives a mean 5-day forecast.
I do. I look out the window and just say how it is.
It's more like a 5-second forecast. He can't predict the future. All right. So you're also an actor, Eric. We covered your radio career more or less. People can hear you on WGBW every day. I was saying this to Dan Marcus last night. Like oldies, I would imagine the ratings are going to go through the roof because who doesn't love oldies? You're playing nothing but hits.
Yeah, and there's not another place you can get that unless you go, online or get Spotify or something like that and
Right.
pay money for it.
Right, exactly. All right, so tell us about, you're also an actor here in Northeast Wisconsin.
Yeah.
How did you get into that? And tell us about some of the play. We'll get to the one you just talked about in Abrams. I think that sounds really cool. But you've done Shakespeare and everything, so tell us about that.
I have, and I think this this started when I was a little kid. Like I would wear different clothes and that I would keep costumes and then create characters. Like my mom would come home from work and suddenly I'd be some little old man or so, So I think that's where it first started. But, I was very excited once getting to high school and actually being able to do plays in that. So I've been doing it all my life. Sometimes the job is, doing nights, obviously, rehearsals and shows are at night. So when I was doing nights in Wausau, I couldn't act. But when I moved to Green Bay, I was very excited because I would have the nights free again. And the first show I did was within months of here with Evergreen Theater called Inherit the Wind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's about the Scopes monkey trials. It's based on, real life, and I was the defense attorney. And
dude, I could totally see that.
Yeah, it was so cool. And at that point, Evergreen performed at St. Norbert at the Webb Theater, which is a thrust stage. So, we put the courtroom scene right down in the people's face, and we're going at each other. It was pretty cool. And at this point, I don't really think there's a theater group that I haven't worked with in the area in some capacity.
Are there a lot of theater groups in this area? Is theater thriving here?
It actually is. It actually is doing pretty well. You've got just across the river, Green Bay Community Theater, who has their own space on Walnut Street there, the Liebrolt Playhouse. Evergreen Theater in De Pere. They've had to move around a little bit lately, but they've been in the area for a long time. Play-by-Play Theater is a little bit newer, but they're more of a semi-professional group, and they're the ones who have brought the Shakespeare, Summer Shakespeare. 2019 was the first year that they brought it in Whitney Park, just down the street a little bit, and then within the past couple of years, we brought it to some other locations, including the Titletown area over by Lambeau and at Heritage Hill, and it's been a lot of fun.
It's fantastic. What, when it comes to Shakespeare, what kind of crowds do you get? Do you get people that actually understand Shakespeare or are fans, or is it more like, what's going on here?
You get a little bit of everything.
Okay.
It's free, so there's people are like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Food trucks and stuff. But the first year that they did it, it was just one show, and they had no idea what was going to happen. The weather ended up being very nice because obviously you're weather dependent with doing it outdoors, and they don't have a full count, but there had to be at least 1,100 people or more
Get
there.
outta
There was
here.
definitely
Wow.
over 1,000 people. Some people were saying 1,500. So I don't know, but that Whitney Park was packed. And
wow,
in subsequent ones, it's been less because we've had more shows. But we,
Yeah.
still bring in several hundred people if you don't have an issue with the weather.
That's outstanding. I know you're also friends with Frank Hermans. Do you care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, Frank's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
Yes, I've never had the opportunity to actually. Okay, so I haven't worked with every theater group. I haven't had a chance to work with them yet because they do a lot of performances.
They're busy.
And when you're doing radio and things like that, we have events that come up in that, and it's awfully tough to say, to your boss, hey, can I have, these next 20 nights?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to say, can I have 6, available
Right.
days or 7 or whatever. So, but Frank does so much for Green Bay.
He really
is,
does.
He is the Green Bay cheerleader, and I love it. And the fact that, he's got all the things going on, he's really created something awesome.
Busy
here.
guy,
Yeah,
prolific
and he's
too. I mean,
happy to promote the arts and stuff. He's had me as a guest a couple times. When he does the feature interviews guests
it's
on
WFRV.
on Local 5 Live. Yeah, so
I did that too. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
And you're right. He's such a unique guy. Like, I don't know many towns the size of Green Bay that have a Frank Hermans.
Yeah.
One guy that puts on that many shows, or a Meyer Theater. Like, just kind of two treasures in this area. And I know you're friends with Frank because you were on TV recently, and I watched an interview you did. You did some cool stuff during the draft. Can you talk about that? That sounded really fun.
Yeah. So, of course, everybody knows that there was the stuff happening down at Lambeau during the draft, but downtown Green Bay didn't want to get left out. And the history that Titletown has. So there's the Packers Heritage Trail, different spots around downtown Green Bay that have a certain connection with the history of the Packers franchise. Well, during the draft, they wanted to do a living Packers Heritage Trail. So they had about 10 of us who were portraying different characters. So I was Brian Mulligan Cerrugi. I chose him because he was a telegraph operator, kind of a song and dance man. And before the radio broadcasts, when they would gather together in the Eagles Club, he would relay the message off of the teletype. What's the
Morse code?
No, the before radio that they.
Oh man,
I can't.
They used one in the movie The Sting.
All of a sudden, I can't think of what it's called. But anyway, but anyway, when that would come in, he would let everybody know, and it started from there.
Nice.
And so I got to portray that during the draft. It was really cool.
Do you have any? We've got about a minute left. Do you have anything coming up people can see you in?
Yes, the Abrams Theater, Abrams Spotlight Productions, which is just 20 minutes north of Green Bay. The Play That Goes Wrong. We did this back in May. We're bringing it back. It is one of the funniest shows ever. And not next week, but the week after, I'm going to have tickets to give away.
Dude, Con, should we get in on that?
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking about other gigs, too. I would say I could run a theater. That would be fun.
Yeah.
I love theaters when there's nobody in them and they're just quiet. And I love that moment where it's packed and there's the murmuring right before the curtain. It's magical.
It's a cool energy.
Very cool stuff. Thank you for coming in tonight,
Hey,
buddy.
thanks for
Great
having
to get
me.
to know you, and hope you have a great run here at WGBW. Love your work. Keep it up.
Me too. Thanks.
All right. Eric Westfall. We will be giving away Eric Westfall tickets. We'll just put your name on the ticket. Just to show for Eric Westfall. Here, I keep putting this gum down, too. Like
I'll take a
I'm trying
piece.
to
I'm done.
hint. I swear to God, I'm not trying to drop in. I'm the one with the
I
bad
brushed
breath.
my teeth before I came here, actually. I remembered to do that.
That is something I ask of all the guests that come into the studio. But it's great meeting you, Eric Westfall, folks. Check out his work here at WGBW every day. I'm having trouble talking. I'm going to have some water, and we're going to come back and read your text. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From Denmark to De Pere, this is 97.9 WGBW.
Hi, I'm Kristen Ambos, Wisconsin's #1 female loan officer for residential mortgages. Every loan is unique, and I'm committed to your financial well-being. Let's chat today at 920-606-1156 and check out my podcast, Always On Point.
Guys, it's free concert alert. I repeat, it's free concert alert. It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411 for you. And yes, free concert alert happening right now. Okay, not right now, but Friday, September 5th from 6:30 till 9 at the Widener. You can attend the Philharmonic Eco Rhythms concert completely free. All you got to do is RSVP. And on top of that, they're doing a pre-concert tailgate in the parking lot. Don't hesitate. Sign up now. Head to WGBW.FM and click events.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Missed your favorite show live on air? It's easy to find what you enjoy wherever you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And we're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. Happy Labor Day weekend. We celebrate the hands, hearts, and hustle that make our local communities strong. To every worker giving it your all, this salute is for you. Enjoy the holiday.
Hey, this is Lance Barber, and you're listening to Nightlight with Pete Schwaballs.
Oh, I'm a child. That makes me laugh. Welcome back, folks. I am Pete Schwaballs, and it's great to have you with me on this Friday as we barrel into a holiday weekend. Con, what are your plans?
Well, tomorrow I'm going to go golfing, of course.
Okay.
And then after that, going out to eat with one of my friends, and gonna maybe go out to a couple bars. And then Sunday, just lounge around, and Monday, lounge around again.
All right. Do you call them bars or taverns?
I guess if it's called if they have tavern in the name, I'll say tavern.
Call it a tavern.
But if they don't, it's just going to be a bar.
You're not a rule breaker. I like it.
Yeah,
I love it.
If it says tavern, you have to say it.
I get it totally, man. I'm with you. Are we good on text? Am I keeping up with text for once in my life?
I think so.
I think we are. Everett from Sun Prairie told us what exclusive company. Yeah, all right. Oh, here we go. Brett from Brown Deer. I did almost miss this one. He lives in Brown Deer, Conrad, but he's got a 920 area code. He's just like your parents. Yeah. You don't have to live where your area code is anymore.
No, you don't.
Brett says, I miss the old record store / head shop. I remember / I don't remember the head. Oh, Jim from Appleton says Shopko. Boy, they just discontinued those recently.
I have seen so many Shopkos just empty, and there's nothing that has taken over,
We have one in Marinette. It's a storage facility now. It's kind of sad. It was like, I don't know.
There's one, in West Bend where I grew up I still think it's empty, and it's been empty for like 4 years or something like that.
Well, honestly, I think Marinette lucked out. It's a storage facility, but what else do you use a huge space like that for when there are no more huge department stores?
You know what we should do? We should buy that
store?
one in West Bend, all right? It's a huge store, all right?
I'm with you.
We have the studio just in the middle, and everything around is just empty.
I've given it some thought. I'm in. Let's do it. Sage, if you're listening, write us a check, buddy. John Murray in Madison, the 608, just sends a text. He says, so hungry. John thinks we're like a delivery service now. What can we get you, John?
Honestly, I'm hungry too. What are we eating?
Here, let's go to our social media texts from earlier. Danny Wheels says, I enjoyed locally owned video rental stores as a kid. That's very specific. I love that, Daniel. He says they smelled weird, but getting to browse all the box art lining the wall was always cool, especially the horror section. Yeah, there was something video stores definitely had, especially the homegrown ones, definitely had a charm.
I feel like there's that one store in your childhood where it had that smell that you just remember.
Yeah, I totally get it. Totally get that. Alan Whitebird on social media says Toys R Us. That's another one. I can't believe it.
I think there's a couple still open. I don't think it's fully gone.
Okay. Scott Lieburn from Marinette, now living in AZ, says Tempo. Another Marinette native son misses his Tempo. Okay. Thank you, Scott. Paula Krieger, Conrad's mom, says Prangy Way and Sears that were at Fond du Lac Forest Mall. Sears. God, there's no more Sears either.
See, what was so good about Sears, though?
It's just a department store. I would say it wasn't like the best.
You can go to other department stores to get your Sears needs.
What do you got against Sears, man?
I don't. And this is how I feel about Shopko too. Shopko is basically Target. Who cares if Shopko?
And they didn't do it as well.
To Target.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a reason Shopko went out of business, and when you go there, they were just kind of depressing, especially towards the end. One in Marinette was.
The West Bend store. I remember it closing because my friend and I went in when it had the big closeout sale.
Yeah.
He found like this where they had a sign where it was like said Nikes, like socks or something or whatever. He bought the Nike sign so he could hang it up.
They sold that to him?
Yeah. I mean, you go in there and you just ask them, hey, can I buy this? And they'd be like, I don't see why you couldn't.
That had to be like under the table. I guarantee that guy said, just give me $100, you can take it.
He did. I think it was like $50 he gave him, and it was a huge Nike sign. And I wonder if he still has it, but it was hilarious. I'm like, why do you need this?
That's hilarious. He doesn't. That's the beauty of it. Like just Simi in Green Bay says Yonkers and Shopko.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yonkers.
I
My
forgot
wife
about
loved Yonkers. Folks, our keyword tonight, one more time, just because I feel bad that some people texted in fine, is dine. The Nightlight Last Chance Summer Getaway contest where you get a free night at the Chula Vista Resort with a free meal, a dining voucher, if you will. $175 value. That is our contest. All you have to do is have the app and text in the keyword, and tonight's keyword is dine. D as in David, I-N-E. So good luck, everybody. I miss diners, even though there's still some. Even the diners that exist now are kind of like, hey, we're like a nostalgic diner. There's just not a diner for diner's sake, it seems like.
You know, Denny's is just so good, you know.
You think so?
No. You could go to George Webb's, though. They're not bad.
They're their own deal. They're not a national chain. Do we have, you're saying, now I know Rob's messing with me. He just texted in fine. Oh, my God. That's a Nightlight listener for you. And now he just corrected himself. Do we have time for that Norm clip? How long is that?
We don't.
Come on. Con.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God. You're like
we're against a hard break. I think you should know this. You might be the host of the show. So.
Well, I don't pay attention to time. I do things on Schwaba time.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can still text us, folks. Terry Barr, it is a Barr Band Friday night. Terry Barr is here. She is bringing with her music from someone who has been on the show before. I've had the lead singer of this band on the show who performed live when I was in Madison about a year ago, not quite a year ago. And he is just getting over an ailment, and he is back at it, and we are thrilled because he's incredibly talented, and his band is outstanding too. And you're going to find out who that band is coming up next after the news. Terry Barr will be here, I almost said in the flesh, on the stream for Barr Band Friday night, one of our faves. Coming up next, it's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Why are these lights so bright? Did we get hitched last night? Dressed up like Elvis. Why am I wearing your class ring? Don't call your mother, 'cause now we're partners in crime. Don't be a baby, remember what you told me. Shut up and put your money where your mouth is. That's what you get for waking up in Vegas. Get up and shake the glitter off your clothes now. That's what you get for waking up in Vegas. You got me into
From Ashwaubenon to Alloway, this is 97.9 WGBW.
Labor Day isn't just considered the end of summer. It's a tribute to the workers who keep our local community strong. Enjoy this holiday weekend. A message from the Civic Media Radio Network.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. A federal appeals court declares most of President Trump's tariffs unlawful. President urges an appeal to the Supreme Court. Missouri's Republican Governor Mike Kehoe is calling a special legislative session to redraw the state's U.S. House districts.
It's the responsibility of the state legislature to ensure that values of Missouri families and communities are represented in Washington, D.C., and in our state.
Missouri Democratic Congressman Emmanuel Cleaver urges voters to join him fighting the move. State Department denying and revoking visas for members of the Palestine Liberation Organization and the Palestinian Authority ahead of the UN General Assembly next month. The Palestinian UN representative Riyad Mansour.
We will see exactly what it means and how it applies to any of our delegation, and we will respond accordingly.
Remains of 2 Israeli hostages have been recovered. This is ABC News.
A blockbuster trade. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. NFL, the Packers holding press conferences today to introduce Micah Parsons, who signed a 4-year deal with the team worth $188 million, making him the highest paid player in the league other than a quarterback. Parsons, the most feared pass rusher, ending his time with the Cowboys. Mark Murphy, who retired a month ago as Packers CEO, was holding a press conference at his induction into the Team Hall of Fame when the news broke and said he knew nothing of the deal.
Oh. So what did they give up, Rich?
The Packers giving up their first-round pick next year and in 2027, and 9-year veteran Kenny Clark. College football, the Badgers beat Miami of Ohio 17-0, but starting quarterback Billy Edwards had to leave the game in the second quarter with a leg injury.
I don't have any answers on Billy, so good to see, though, that he was back out there, able to be a part of the game and be with our team and things like that.
Badgers head coach Luke Fickell with sports. I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Actor Adam Sandler has decided to make yet another attempt at a serious movie role. Oh joy. It's not a total attempt, as Jay Kelly is labeled by Variety as a dramedy. Sandler will play a tell-it-like-it-is showbiz manager to the film's title character, played by George Clooney. How excited is Sandler to be part of the project? He said recently at a presser for the Venice Film Festival, "Holy I can't believe I'm getting this gift. Break a leg, Adam, and clean up the potty mouth." Speaking of Sandler, he recently played a song at the 50th anniversary Saturday Night Live gala. One of the lyrics was, 50 years of finding out your favorite musician is anti-Semitic. There has been speculation as to who Sandler was referring to. He declined to answer, saying there have been many over the years, but Kanye Crazy Town West claimed in a tweet on X, which makes no sense, that it was him, referencing Sandler when he said, "Adam Sandler, thank you for the love." Is Kanye clueless or crazy? Just like with many people on the X Twitter, it's hard to tell. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is hitting the road on your Harley, this is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Mostly cloudy tonight, an isolated shower or two, and lows in the low to mid-50s. For tomorrow and Sunday, a mix of sun and clouds, highs in the mid-70s. Slight storm chance later Labor Day, highs upper 70s. And partly sunny, currently at 64 degrees.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
What do I
Time to check out original music with Barr Band Friday on Nightlight. Now, your host, Pete Schwaba, and special guest, Terry Barr.
She is a very special guest and one of our Nightlight best friends and favorite guests. And she is here every Friday night, just about every Friday night at 7:35 for her namesake, a segment named after my next guest, Terry Barr. Hey, how are you, Terry?
Hey, Pete and Conrad. How are you guys? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We are outstanding. As always, it's great to have you here. What do you have big plans this weekend for the holiday, Terry?
Not really, and that's probably okay. We've got a ton of things happening around the Madison area, and I'm sure, every city and community around the state probably does as well. But sometimes it's just nice to chill.
Absolutely. Well, if you hustled over to Sauk Prairie, you could take part in a cow chip throwing contest.
Ah, yes. The
I'm assuming
infamous cow chip throwing.
So you've heard of it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Have you ever thrown a cow chip?
I have not, but I know people who have. I think they even have the celebrity version of the cow chip toss.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
see,
want to
we
get
gotta-
into that, don't you?
I want to get into this. I know. I haven't played sports in a while, and I think cow chip would be the perfect re-entry into such
I love
endeavors.
it.
Terry,
Oh my
our
God.
question of the night is, what store do you miss browsing in? Do you have a store that is no longer
Ooh.
around that you miss going into? I said
That's a
Music
good
Land.
one.
Conrad said Blockbuster. A lot of people said video stores or, old department stores, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can think about it if you want.
I grew up outside of Shawano, and I would say there was both the Schultz's Five and Dime right on Main Street. It probably was modeled after what was it, Woolworths, that was also
Yeah.
Five and Dime. And I just remember the squeaky wood floors when you would walk around and kind of browse at everything. And then they built a bigger, they called that one Schultz's Family Store. And that was a really big one, and they both just sort of went away.
Isn't that sad?
It is. I
I
heard
mean,
somebody mention to you Kmart.
yeah.
Kmart was so fun.
Yeah, all those stores were. And I think it just reminds us of when we were younger and simpler times, more innocent times, maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
Hey, you've got a great band you're about to talk about. I love this band. I'm just we've been teasing it all night. I have not said who the band was, but I'm going to leave this all to you. Who are you bringing us tonight, Terry?
I am bringing you brand new music. In fact, they just received the albums. We're talking
Wow.
about the band The Mascot Theory. And
So
Pete,
great.
I know you are a fan. I am a huge fan. And I got these songs. These haven't been heard by anyone.
I love this.
One was released on streaming today.
Okay.
That is the "Got a Grip" song. The other song, no one has heard yet. And I spent the afternoon with Eric Chellan. Eric is the lead singer, he's the main songwriter, and we tracked this entire album from beginning to end. And much
Wow.
like, the bands he enjoys, Pink Floyd and others like those, this album is written to be listened to beginning to end. It tells an
Wow.
incredible story of loss and life and trying to hang on to the light, and it's incredible. I have no words to even try to describe it any better than that.
It's great. I listened to it on the way down to both songs. And was some of this inspired by Eric's recent struggles with his health? He had an episode, and that totally
Yes.
comes across. I thought
The
so.
first if you listen to the album, and remember good old albums have the side A and the side B. We listened to it streaming so we could listen all the way through. But side A is all about, his dad passing away during COVID and how he felt he never took time to acknowledge it. So he wrote these
Wow.
songs. He does what a great songwriter does.
Yeah.
And the other side is sort of coming to terms with that and then adds in this very rare brain ailment that he just had surgery for. So he's kind of coming off of both of those things and talking about, how do you hang on to the light? What comes after your life is done? Just really some deep things, but what I love about this band, they always keep it a little more on the uplifting side.
Yeah.
So it's fun to hear the background of these songs, but then to realize, wow, that could be a really sad song, but they keep it, sort of, I'm not going to say happy, but more uplifting.
Right. Well, what should we start with? Because they're both longer songs, not too long. They're perfect length, actually, when you hear them. But I'm saying, what do you prefer to start with, Terry?
Let's start with "Got a Grip" because it
Okay.
is out there if people wanna listen to it, they can go to any streaming services, and this one's fun because they brought in a rapper. The guy's name is Tyler Durden. Tyler used to be from Wisconsin, he's now out on the East Coast, and I think he just really adds a little flair to this song.
I love it. All right. So this is Got a Grip.
Yep.
And is this the one that was released today?
Yes, this is the one that's
Okay.
out today.
So very few people have heard this, folks. Terry Barr is bringing it to us almost exclusively, almost for a sneak peek. You're going to love it. It's a great song by a great band. This is Got a Grip by The Mascot Theory.
You're barely hanging on. The tank is empty. Face the heat and embrace it. Embrace it.
My brain is drowning loud and free. Past that salty ocean to me. Across the family dinner table. Separate the truth from fable. My brain is drowning loud and free. Pass that salty ocean to me. Across the family dinner table, separate the truth from fable. I'm barely hanging on, though I've still got a grip. And it might take all night, but I'll get over this. I'm barely hanging on, though I've still got a grip. And it might take all night, but I'll get over this. Cross my heart and hope to fly into a sunset painted sky. Passing ships and star-crossed lovers, peek your eyes from under covers. Cross my heart and hope to fly into a sunset painted sky. Passing ships and star-crossed lovers, peek your eyes from under covers. I'm barely hanging on, though I've still got a grip. And it might take all night, but I'll get over this. I'm barely hanging on, though I've still got a grip. And it might take all night, but I'll get over this.
You're barely hanging on, embarrassed, you stare at the wall. You're tearing your hair out, I dare you to carry it all. The baggage you buried, it's there when you're raring to fall. Cause they don't care if you disparage to perish or stall. The tank is empty, start to rush to the end, and it's tempting to break all the rules when Lady Justice is bending. So save me from all the lies and the maybes, cause maybe if we told the truth then all our lies would be gravy. I'm going crazy, but I'm sane enough to know that you made me. The game is changing and I'm praying I'll continue to play it, but lately I'm just losing faith, and every day it keeps fading. The pain is raising past the blame, or let the rain hit the pavement. Another payment, you can't pay it, so you're trying to fake it. I bet you need a vacation, cause you're running and racing. Now get a grip and be patient, don't slip when you're pacing. Take another deep breath, face the heat and embrace it. Face the heat and embrace it.
To fly into a sunset painted sky. Passing ships and star-crossed lovers, peek your eyes from under covers. Cross my heart and hope to fly into a sunset painted sky. Passing ships and star-crossed lovers, peek your eyes from under covers. I'm barely hanging on, though I've still got a grip. It might take all night, but I'll get over this. I'm barely hanging on, though I've still got a grip. And it might take a lifetime. Maybe it's the Teflon coated pan. Maybe it's the blood stain on my hand. Maybe it's the Santa Ana breeze. Or maybe it's you. Or maybe it's me.
Great tune. Boy, you do hear that Pink Floyd a little bit, kind of in the composition or the background a little. You definitely hear that influence.
Yes.
That's a really good song.
When they do their album release shows coming up in October, they're going to play, just as I heard today, they're going to play the album from beginning to end, straight through. It will be an amazing listening experience.
He is such a cool guy. He's so chill. Yeah. Eric Jellin, I'm talking about, the singer, main singer. And he's going to be on Nite Lite again on September 22nd. And it's interesting. that when the last time he was here, Terry, we met him through you, obviously, he brought a double-sided vinyl album. So I love that old school element to their music and just the way they present themselves. It's just a really, really good Wisconsin band.
Oh, they're so good, and, you listen to them, and then when you hear other bands actually play it on the radio, as we're doing with their music tonight, you kinda wonder, why have these guys not broken through? They're just so good, so professional, and I just really want everyone to see them and hear them because I just think they're spectacular, really.
Well, here's a great text we just got from someone in the 715, didn't leave their name, said, I ordered it, referring to the
Oh.
album. So how cool is that?
That is
So
wonderful. That
I
is
love
wonderful.
that.
And, they have these album release shows coming up around the state. So, you go to the mascottheory.com, themascottheory.com.
Right.
They are going to have a show near you. Wherever you may be listening from tonight, they are playing everywhere to promote this album.
And we've got another song coming up. Terry Barr is here. It is a Barr Band Friday night. We've got another tune called Final Hour from Mascot Theory off their new album. That is coming up after a very short break. We have a text here from Tom from New Berlin. Says Sears was the first retailer in the 80s that you could buy it right there with Sears credit. I did not know that. Thank you, Tom. That's a great bit of info. Bridget from the 818 says, Yonkers, I loved that department store. I loved browsing and looking for big savings. That's a phrase I use here on the show a lot. Tom also says, like it, Lincoln Park, they're influenced with the country ending. We're coming right back on Barr Band Friday night.
I'm in love with you, 'cause you talk to me.
Join the family. Civic Media has a number of
$706 cigars to choose from in a walk-in humidor. The Cigar Lounge offers an impressive variety of spirits and cocktails that pair perfectly with a premium cigar. For the full experience, come to Appleton Cigar at 415 College Ave, Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. For more information, go to appletoncigar.com.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. My training helps me at work when I lead by example. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard, aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
We honor the workers here in our own community this Labor Day weekend. Neighbors, friends, and family who give their best every single day. We stand with you and thank you. From all of us with the Civic Media Radio Network.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking, the list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Missed your favorite show live on air? It's easy to find what you enjoy wherever you listen to podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And we're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app.
Your local Civic Media radio station is your source for real news and great conversation, plus fun and exciting contests. For a complete list of contest rules, log on wgbw.fm/contest-terms.
Early mornings to late nights, your hard work keeps the world turning. This Labor Day, we celebrate every one of you. Thank you from the Civic Media Radio Network.
As Wisconsin is cheering on Bucky Badger. This is the Civic Media Radio Network.
I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Night Light, a Friday night edition of Night Light, where we celebrate Wisconsin music with our pal Terry Barr on Barr Band Friday night. She is here right now. We are talking about the band, The Mascot Theory. We will be back with Terry in just a second. I want to finish off these final two texts, and I want to, maybe Terry can speak to this. Tom from New Berlin said, like it, Linkin Park, they are influenced with a country ending. I think I know what Tom is saying there, Terry. Like, they have that kind of, I don't know, you hear kind of a lot of different stuff in their material. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's why I love their music so much. It's
Yeah,
never
and
the same.
here's Rob from Green Bay in the 920. He says, wow, great song. I've never heard them before, but we'll definitely check them out. So there you go.
Yes.
Very productive Barr Band Friday night here. Let's talk about this last song, and then I think we'll just close the show and go out on the song, if that's okay with you, Terry.
That is absolutely fine. And I want to remind everybody, yes, they're going to be playing all over the state coming up. They have a show in Green Bay, October 18th, Madison, October 5. That's when you want to hold if you want to be part of this big album release show. And the other really big one is at Gibson Music Hall in Appleton. That one is October 3rd. And why I say big, Pete, the one in Appleton and the one in Madison, they are going to sit down to be interviewed about these songs and why they are so very personal to them. And I get to do the one in Madison, so I'm really excited.
Nice.
But I'm afraid I'm going to be very sad too, because I know what these songs mean to these guys. And I
Yeah.
really hope people will listen.
You cannot beat access like that to the artists. I think that's outstanding. So folks, take advantage of that if you're in those areas, and especially the one where Terry is there. I'm sure Terry will crush the Q&A portion, if you will. We do have two more quick texts. John Murray from Madison says, Peter and Conrad, fun fact, when I was 7 years old, I bought my first alarm clock with my own $5. When browsing the local Sears back in 1972, still wakes me up every day. Wow, that's pretty good value, John. That's incredible. That's like a 50-year-old alarm clock. Janet from Madison says, I miss Woolworths. I went as a kid at the one in Madison and in Janesville. When I moved to California in 1990, there was one in Santa Monica, and I was so excited, but it soon was transformed into a bookstore. I was sad. Thank you, Janet. Bookstores are okay. Tuesday night, folks, tune in. I'm off Monday, but we've got a great show with Dan Schaefer and some great highlights. So who else, Conrad? Steve Cochran and
Kalen Cole.
Kalen Cole. There you go, Terry.
Ooh,
Another
yeah.
Terry Barr referral. So that's Monday night. We'll be back live Tuesday with Ty Williams and Greg Vatney from the RAR West Museum in Manitowoc. So
Excellent.
Terry, this has been so much fun. I think we'll go out on this great tune.
Okay.
You good with that?
I am
Thank you.
absolutely fine with it. I wish everybody a great Labor Day weekend, and to both of you.
You too, my friend. Will we see you next Friday?
Absolutely.
All right.
Can't get rid of me that easy.
Thank you so much, my friend. Great stuff. By way of Terry Barr, here is a Mascot Theory and the song Final Hour. Check out their stuff, folks. It's great. On behalf of the lovable producer Conrad and Terry Barr, I'm Pete Schwaba saying good night, Wisconsin.
So you're taking an unplanned midnight stroll, wandering blind through the unknown, searching for answers only ghosts could ever know. You travel an unpaved gravel road. What you will find there, God only knows. A thief in the darkness, or a light to guide you home. Is this the final hour? Is this the last goodbye? Can I get some sleep tonight while these memories collide? Is this the final hour? Is this the last goodbye? Can you make it back to me when shadows fill your eyes? didn't want to retire from the daily grind, and you didn't plan to be cast aside, surrounded by strangers while the symptoms multiplied. I try to decode inconceivable plots, unwinnable games, unreachable docks. The